Hello, everybody. Cecil Pearson Jr. coming at you here for a second go round today. Surprise, surprise, I ain't chewing anybody out. But God's been talking with me about something today, and I'd like to share that. And well, this is the best way to do it. That way I ain't got to upload stuff. I hate doing that. Well, when you do it live, even if you make mistakes, it's like, oh well, we'll have to get over that. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to say hey to everybody. Oh, title of this is The Science Says It. That's right. A preacher's going to talk about science for a few minutes. I think y'all might find it enjoyable. Leastwise, I hope you do. I know I did. Been having a hard time with the breathing today, folks. It's just really hard today. Like I'm breathing through a straw that's underwater. Well, looks about like 13's about all we're going to get. So let's go with it. It's important enough for 13 just like it is for 3,000. You know, a duck will take up with a goat, and that goat will lay down and that duck will tuck right inside of it, and it just lay there and put its little head under its wing and just rest there with that goat. Chicken take up with a horse and just head under the wing, same thing as a duck. A goose will take up with a mule or a donkey. Cats will take up with sheep. Dogs will take up with cows, pretty much anything. And they get along. No one has to point out to the animals, hey, behave, act right, that's your friend. No one has to point that out to the animal. Ace, come here. I'm gonna use you, buddy. No, not you, Jake. Come here, Ace. I'm gonna use Ace first. You come up here next. This is my pit bull, Ace. He loves his daddy. Give me kisses. Yeah, he loves his daddy. Down you go. Come here, Jake. No, Jake. Come on, Jake. I said Jake. Come on, Jake. This is Jake. Jake is a boxer pit mix. And I don't know what you got into, but dang it, you don't stink. Whoo! Mercy. Phew! That was a surprise. I got more than a bargain for with Jake. Jake is a pit bull and the boxer bull mix. Now, they take up with humans. You can raise a raccoon from a baby, and it'll be like your child. Same with a possum. Animals instinctively love for the most part. Wild animals a little different. I wouldn't go up and try to get sugars off of a grizzly bear. You get more than you bargain for. But the point is, some preachers get up in the pulpit and they talk about how blacks and whites ought not to get along because even the animals teach you not to mix species. Bull pudding. Cats get along with sheep. Dogs get along with cows. Ducks, turkeys, chickens, they get along with pretty much anything too. The fact of the matter is, animals know how to behave. And they love one another. And they accept one another's friendship and companionship. I had a dog one time. Her name was Trixie. She was a little Cocker Spaniel puppy. Well, she grew into an adult, but she's a Cocker Spaniel. This is when I was a little boy. Trixie took up with Babe, my big Hampshire sow hog. And anywhere Babe went, Trixie was right there with her. Trixie come in the house always smelling like a pig. Had to wash her every evening. Her daddy wouldn't let her stay in the house. But Trixie would take up with the pig. When we got rid of Babe, sold her, and her piglets, when we got rid of her, Trixie grieved herself to death because her friend was gone. That's the kind of love that animals build for each other. If animals can figure it out, honey, please somebody explain to me why the human race can't get along with the different ethnicities that are out there. Please somebody explain to me why I should dislike some other person because of the color of their skin or the angle of their eye. Please explain to me why I can't enjoy the company of a Mexican person and a Japanese person at the same time. Somebody explain that to me. Because I want to tell you something. When we die and we're judged before God, and you hear those wonderful words, enter in, my good and faithful servant, you're going to be sharing heaven with Mexicans, Japanese, Chinese, Iraqis, Iranis, Lebanese, Turkeys, Israelites. You're going to be sharing heaven with every ethnicity that there is. We don't all get our separate, segregated heaven. So then please tell me why we're letting CNN, Fox News, ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, Reuters, the AP, the White House, the halls of Congress, your governor's mansion, your state Senate, and your state House of Representatives. Why are you letting these people tell you how you ought to feel toward your neighbor when Jesus has already told you how you should feel? How you doing? Why you letting governments and news media tell you how to feel when Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself? He didn't say the neighbor that looks like you. He said, your neighbor. How you doing? I'm sorry, but I can't sit on the sideline anymore and let this go by. God has been dealing with me strongly about this. If the animals can get along, why can't my children get along? It is very simple. If you take the skin from each one of us, we all look the same underneath. So why then are we allowing man to dictate our feelings toward other men? Why do I need somebody to tell me I need to be offended because there's a baseball team named the Atlanta Braves? Why do I need to have somebody tell me to be offended because there's a football team named the Kansas City Chiefs. Honey, I don't care if you got a name, wigwam and wampum. Makes no difference to me. I'm going to love you no matter what. I'll never understand how a man and a woman can teach their children to dislike someone and to hate someone simply because of the color skin that they wear. It makes no sense to me. I'll never understand what makes one group of people feel like they are superior to another group of people. That makes no sense to me. Stupid is as stupid does. And honey, there is stupid across all races. I'm talking they need a helmet. Stupid. It makes no sense to this country preacher. Somebody said, Brother Cecil, you can't be on videos saying you like fried chicken and watermelon. You'll offend the black folk. Why? They ain't got a market cornered on fried chicken and watermelon no more than I've got one cornered on beans or deer meat. I was sitting here talking the other day. It's been a few videos back about how I had fried chicken, cornbread, turnip greens, soup beans, and was going to have watermelon for dessert. And I got called a racist because I was misappropriating the African race. Are you stupid? Let me tell you something. I love this. Fried chicken, I would rather have than a steak. I'd rather have a nice, beautiful, crispy, golden fried chicken breast than I had a beautifully grilled T-bone steak. I'd rather have a big fat bowl of cornbread and ham hock with collard greens in it than I had $1,000 caviar on a cracker. I'd rather have a big pot of soup, beans, and cornbread than I had a full pot of lobster. I can't say that about crab. Gail knows how much I love crab. Whew! I love crab. I'm sorry, I just do. But I can't say that. But most folks don't want the crab. Um, I'd rather have lobster. I'd rather have shrimp. No, me, Jack. Give me some fat back, a lard biscuit, and some peanut butter and honey. And you better get out of the way, because you're going to draw back a nub if you reach at my plate. And if you think I'm kidding, my first cousin that has sat at the table with me more times than I care to count will tell you we would both rather have fried chicken and fatback than steak and oysters. Gil, I was sitting here last night and I was thinking about Granny and what I'd give to get a hold of some of her gopher with them cornmeal dumplings that she used to make. You remember them? Them old cornmeal dumplings, whenever she'd boil up a big pot of gopher. Woo! I love that. And my granny, I don't know how she done it. That woman could make chitlins taste good. She'd boil them, and then she'd split them, meal them, and fry them. And I mean to tell you, they tasted like you was eating chicken skin. I used to love sit down, and my granny would make chitlins, or she'd have a big, one of them big green hospital dish pans, full, rounded up, full of cracklings that she had just made that day. Woo! I'd might near beat somebody to get a hold of one of them dish pan full of cracklings that my granny used to fix. Lord have mercy. That and the biscuit, you better get back. And I realize I've gotten sidetracked talking about my granny's eating. But the point of it was there is no one race that is set to one food. That's like saying, okay, you're Italian, you can only eat pasta and pizza. And nobody else in the world can have pasta and pizza. I'm going to wear you out because I'm going to get me some mostaccioli. I'm going to get me some rigatoni. I'm going to get a hold of me some fettuccine. You better know I'm going to have some cantelloni. No, you don't get to eat them. Saying I can't have tacos and tamales and enchiladas and empanadas and burritos. You might as well shoot me in the head now because I love all of them. I love me some Mexican street corn. Woo! Look out now. No one ethnicity owns a menu. And to say so is to do nothing but try to divide cultures when we all ought to be coming together to love one another. Yeah. I only know of one black man that we have in here. His name's RL. I love RL. I don't know if we have any more in there or not. I hope we do, but it's not important. Well, it kind of is for the purpose of this story. Thank you, Rebel. I uh I watched a video the other day. This fellow named R.L. Edwards. I watched a video the other day, and it showed this kayaker, and he was fishing, and all of a sudden, boom! A shark hit the side of that kayak. It was a big one too. I mean, a big one. And it cuts and goes to a black fella I watch called Little Shirley's Boy. He goes, anybody else see that? You see that man out there? That's a Caucasian situation. Because you ain't going to find black folk kayaking on the ocean. You're not going to see it. I grew up in South Georgia. And we had a very large black population in the area that I lived in. These folks were my family. I told y'all I was bullied by the white kids. The black kids accepted me for who I was. They didn't make fun of me or mistreat me. They accepted me for who I was. And as we grew up together like brothers and sisters. You hear me? That's why it makes me so mad when somebody calls me a racist. I don't have black friends. I have black brothers and sisters.
Going out.
Oh, let's see.
Okay, there's 110. They might jump out. There's 110 in here. There you go. There's a lot of them. No, you ain't got no light. Hold on.
Look at him. 110.
Now, I gotta go teach all of them how to water.
He look, ooh, at the warmth coming off of them.
Oh yeah. Now I gotta go teach all of them how to drink water themselves.
Yep.
Because ain't none of them smart enough to do it themselves.
All of them, all 110, have to have their beak touched into the water. You have to handle them one at a time and tap their beak into the water to teach them how to drink. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I got a bunch of black brothers and sisters. And as I grew up and got myself a car, and I would go pick up my black friends and we'd be riding around. I said, come on, fellas, let's go down to Tybee Island to the beach. And every single time I would say that, every one of them would say, you can take me to the house. We don't go to the beach. Black folks don't go to the ocean. We got better sense. All right, then, fellas. Let's go up to Ohoopee and go swimming. Nope, we don't swim. We'll go fishing with you down there at Ohoopee, and you can swim, and we'll watch you. But you better not start to drown, because we ain't getting in the water after you. We ain't getting in that water. Why? Because they gators in it. They turtles in it. No, they wasn't having nothing to do with it. I'm not being racist when I talk about my friends this way. They were smarter than white folks. Oh, I'm going to go on a cruise. I'm going to get on a boat and go out in the middle of the ocean. Storm comes up, boat sinking. Now you are hors d'oeuvre floating around in the ocean, waiting on something to come along and take a bite out of you. How you doing? Tell me I'm wrong. Brother Cecil, cruise ships just don't sink anymore. That's what they said about the Titanic. Now ain't it? Where it at? Where's it at? Bottom of the Atlantic. What's it doing down there? Keeping the swimming pool full? Mm-mm. Tell you something. I believe God can get me through anything and everything. But I also believe what Jesus said. Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. I ain't having a bullfight with the ocean in a boat. I ain't doing it. I've been to white churches. I've been to black churches. Black folk ain't afraid to praise God. Do you hear me? Black folk aren't afraid to praise God. They don't care what it looks like or what somebody else might think. They worship. And I love that. But at the end of the day, folks, what I'm trying to tell you here is there is no superior race. We're all God's children. And if monkeys and orangutans and gorillas can get along, and rhinoceroses and elephants can get along, so can we. Stop letting somebody else tell you you ought to hate somebody because of the color of their skin. And just accept what Jesus said. Love your neighbor as yourself. Y'all enjoy your evening. Love you. Bye.